Hi, I'm narrator Rebecca McKernan, and in this vlog series I'm sharing with you the audiobooks that I've produced. Today I'm a bit nervous about sharing this book. It's a great book. It's written by Maeve Greyson and it's called The Highlander's Fury. It's the tale of magic and paganism and Scotland in the Highlands. It's kind of obvious from the title. It's a really fun story. It's romance with adult scenes. And the reason that I'm nervous about sharing it with you is that for about 80% of this book, I speak in a really thick Scottish accent. And when I say Scottish, I use that term quite loosely. So if anybody is Scottish who's watching this, first of all, I'm really sorry. Secondly, please know that when I say Scottish, I know that it's not very authentic. So anyway, I'm going to read to you the back of the book. Kira, immortal fury, spends her days locating evil and administering justice. When her goddess mothers inform her they need a gifted child, Kira agrees to their plan. She will swap places with Fairlin McKay's shy bride long enough to conceive, bear and train a child in the old ways before resuming her duties as avenger of wickedness. Laird Fairlin McKay's advisers are pushing him to wed. Fairlin has lost everyone he's ever loved and would rather travel to hell than down the aisle. To silence his advisers, Fairlin chooses a woman rumoured to be meek and easy to ignore. One problem: nobody ignores Kira. Against his will, he's enthralled with his new wife. To Kira's surprise, the mortal affliction called love burns hotter than her hunger for vengeance. But when their time is up and Kira must leave, can the bond of love overcome the edict of the ultimate powers? Sorry, I'm reading off my phone today. Please excuse me. So that's the back of the book. Now, in a McKernan vlog post first, I'm going to attempt to do this Scottish accent. It sounds better in the book because I've had the chance to edit it. I haven't yet worked out how to edit these videos, so okay. This is probably going to involve me laughing quite a lot. This is the first few pages of the prologue. Hang on, let me work out how much I'm going to read. I'm going to attempt to read you the whole prologue. Prologue. What the hell did you find wrong with that one? She's a well-bred lass with a tempting dowry, and you're a blind man if you miss those breasts. Fairlin ignored the explosive adviser, staring down at the sea where it white-capped against the blackened walls of the keep. Damn, the man's voice scraped his nerves raw. He'd give his best dagger if the old fool would cease this endless prattle. You must marry Fairlin. You know as laird 'tis your duty to your clan. Do you no wish to leave an heir to protect us when you've gone? Shut up, Fergus. I'm weary of your banter. 'Tis all you've blathered on about since father died, and I've heard all I intend to hear. Scraping his fists atop the roughened stone battlement, Fairlin glowered at the grey-haired man. If you're a wise man who values his hide, you'll haul your nagging arse down off this roof and find someone else to nettle. Fergus widened the stance of his knobby, bowed legs and puffed his chest as he stood his ground. A stubborn glint flashed in his watery blue eyes as he jutted his grizzled chin a bit higher. He hooked his thumbs into the top of his kilt. I'll no leave here until you tell me why you refuse Lady McGonagall. Colum, Ranald and I struggled with that alliance for months. You've no exactly made this easy, you understand? Who the hell is the laird here, and who's the damn adviser? Fergus clenched his teeth as a distant streak of lightning flickered across the horizon. Frustration pounded against his senses, lengthening into icy claws of dread. Fairlin lifted his face to the rising wind, narrowing his eyes to the roiling storm clouds gathering to the north. One deep breath of the electrified wind told him he'd neared disaster. He'd managed a bit of control over his emotions. He would be damned if he lost his temper over this sorry business and unleashed a raging tempest. Glancing to the sky, Fergus retreated a step, coughed, and took a fortifying breath before stepping forward again. "Ye know I mean ye no dishonour, Phelan, but 'tis time ye chose a wife. I understand why ye find it so difficult, but 'tis not like we've offered unsavoury prospects." Phelan thought back over all the women Fergus and the other advisors had selected. No, he couldn't say they hadn't been comely maids. Hell's fire. He wanted nothing to do with a wife. Uneasiness chugged in his gut as the agitated gaze of the spindly-legged old man bored right through his centre. Fergus meant well, as did all the Mackay advisors. Phelan snorted as bitterness lashed through his thoughts. The advisors had their sights on increasing the strength and wealth of the clan. They sought security and advantageous ally. Oh my goodness, it's the English that I'm struggling. And advantageous alliances. They wouldn't give up until he stood shackled to a plump, healthy dowry. As another flash of lightning lit the clouds off to the east, Phelan smiled as it all became clear. Every muscle in his body relaxed with his newfound plan. He exhaled a relieved breath and leaned back against the wall. It all seemed so simple. Why hadn't he thought of it before? Let them accomplish their obsession to saddle him with a wife. He knew the perfect choice. "Fergus, never mind about Lady McGonagall. I prefer not to go into details as to why she wasna the one. But there is a lass I would like for ye to approach. In fact, their lands adjoin ours." "Their lands adjoin ours?" Fergus frowned, scrubbing a gnarled, shaking hand across the grey stubble peppering his chin. "Ye canna mean—" Fergus's jaw dropped, and he stared at Phelan with an unblinking stare. "Aye," Phelan nodded. Speak with her father immediately. I hear Gordon Sinclair has searched for a husband for Deirdre for years, and her bride price is famed to be quite promising." "But she's—" Fergus stammered. "Yes," Phelan interrupted. "She's exactly the one I need." That didn't go as badly as I was expecting it to. Ironic that I struggled with the English accent more than the Scottish. That was the first couple of pages, the first prologue of Maeve Greyson's The Highlander's Fury. It's a fun, magical, easy to read book. It's quite lovely. I won't tell you anything else about it, but it's a really sweet book, and you can buy the audio version on Audible, Amazon and iTunes. I'm Rebecca McKernan. You can find me at RebeccaMcKernan.com and on Twitter and Facebook at Becca Tells Tales. Thanks for listening. See you again soon. Mwah.